I want to kind of get into the nitty gritty things, right? The reason why everyone, if they're still watching, is watching this, right? I want to talk about the 5K event that just happened,
Okay.
the U.S. Open being canceled, the referees, and the issue with that. But before we get into those type of issues, I do feel like we need to address something that happened with you a few months ago. So you had thrown
Yes.
co-hosted an event in Zuriga with
Mm-hmm.
Alan.
With me and Alan.
Um, and there was just a few things that happened there that the community heard about. And I kind of want to hear it from your end,
Mhm.
and we'll address that briefly, and then we'll just
Yeah.
segue into everything else.
Yeah. So me and Alan had this great idea. We wanted to end the season big, you know. Um, me and Alan, and we used to work with Colleen too when Colleen was working with us too. And then, we did really great tournaments. So we said, let's do a tournament. End of the season, let's get everybody, let's pack out the house. Let's do a big one. Let's end it out with a bang. I'm like, all right, let's do it. I believe we were charging $20 and $10 for $20 for
I think it was 30 for A's, 20 for B's.
it was 20 for A's and something like that. But I know the it could have been like that. I think something like that, or $20 for everybody and $10 for I don't know. I forgot what it was. But it was a small amount. It was a small amount. It could have been something like that, right? It could have been 30 and 20 for the B's and 24. I don't know. That don't sound. I
Because
don't know.
Richie paid the door fee, right?
He
So
paid the
Richie paid
door
the
fee.
door
All the
fee.
door fee was covered, but I believe
Yeah,
it was
so
$20. Rob, how much? How much you paid? 30 and 20. Okay, Rob say 30 and 20, like you said. He think. Don't quote me on the numbers. I forgot. Shit, I
mhm.
forgot. He was sponsored too. So whatever that amount was, yeah, I think it was okay. Anyway, so yeah, we I know even for legends they were 20. They was the same amount as the B players. Legends like Oscar, Joe, anybody who's a legend, then they didn't have to pay. They had to pay $20. I forgot what they had. Alan know. I forgot what we had. We had a lot of incentives to get a lot of people to join. Right. Um, we did get a good amount of sponsors from people. Uncle Billy, little 50s, 100, those add up. We was getting a good amount of donate, whatever you got. Christopher Morris, Sam, Clutch, we had Dre, the committee, yeah, and we had a few others. I don't know if Kathy, but we had a whole list of people who contribute towards the tournament. Now, we initially said that we were going to give out 1,500. I forgot the amount. Oh my God. I forgot what we said we was going to originally give out. It was, I forgot. I totally forgot. But I know that we went up. We went up the prize money because we received more money. And we said we just going to give out everything. We just wanted to give out at least 80% of the money. Like give it out. Like give it out. The other things we bought food and paid a little bit. Oh, here you go. You want a referee game here? Just give it. Like because we want to just have everybody to enjoy. 40% of the people we didn't even charge to get into the tournament. Even buybacks, we didn't even charge them. Just play. Just play. Y'all don't have to pay. Just play.
Mhm.
So all those people that was counting, I'm like counting what, $20 per player? Like what is that? So they was just looking at numbers. I said if we charge $50 per player, then I can understand y'all on our throat. Oh, we kept money. We didn't keep anything. So when they was saying that and I broke it down to Corey, he was like, oh, that makes sense. But people don't know, they just going off numbers that they don't even know. Or they hearing things from the like telephone. Used to spread a message that it goes from there on and there on and there. I'm like, we did what? What we gonna pocket? $100? That don't even make sense. Like, why would we want to even pocket money when our initial thing was to give out everything, to give out and have everybody there? It was so packed out, and we had 64 teams, 64 teams, about 70%, 70 to 80% was not even A players. So if the B players is only paying $20, y'all do the math. How are we keeping money? How? Houseway. And then most of the people was either sponsored, like Sam didn't pay, I didn't pay. None of us paid. None of us paid to play in our tournament. And we're the top players. So, and from there, Richie sponsored already his team, his people. I'm like, how do we keep when we gave about 50% back to the tournament that we didn't even receive? Where the money, so good thing that we did get money from everybody else, the outsources, was able to help us fund the tournament because
Yeah.
the money didn't really come. They would have thought that the door fee went to us. We didn't, that went straight to Impact.
Yeah.
That was great. We just collected whatever they gave us. Everybody who participated in the buybacks, I think we had like 10 open spots. They all were free. So when it baffled me, but I said it didn't because at the end of the day, it's going to be good and bad. Every tournament, someone's going to have something to say, good or bad,
Yeah.
And you just got to be able to be transparent and just be able to wear that skin. Like, okay, I'm ready for it. It doesn't stop me, but because when everybody who asked me, I was able to tell them, like, bro, these are the numbers. You do the math. You do this times B players. That look at the draw. Look how many B and C players play. You do the numbers. They was like, oh, I just look at what we gave out. We went up an extra whole 800 or 1,000 that we added towards the pot. That we could have took the money and said, nope, we said we giving this, we made this. Like other people, we're not going to do that. We went up on the money because
Yeah.
we got more money.
Yeah. Now I do feel like, so there's no issue with a host paying themselves for their time and their dedication and
Which
their,
isn't the problem, right? Which
yeah,
isn't the
yeah.
problem,
So
but putting it out there that it was a large, substantial amount of money taken from the pot, that's the issue. Like, no, you would have think that we're robbing the players when we actually increase the number. How can you rob the players, but you increase the numbers by first place by another whole $500, and the next place by at least $200 added, $200 to add? How could we cheat y'all when we increase the pot? Make it make sense. And you only pay $20 to get in.
yep, I hear you. So now, so the 5K open doubles that just happened in Zurich.
Yes.
Um, I am in Florida. I'm watched it remotely. I had my own kind of, we'll say, opinions on what was going on, what happened.
Mhm.
My main thing was, I won't even get into my main thing. So I know that you had a brief uh uh live session at the end
Yeah.
of the Impact Pro Live where you spoke your opinion, which I don't see a big problem with, you speaking how you feel. Um, but let's talk about the things that you felt went wrong with that event and kind of go from there,
Okay.
right? Yeah,
So let me say this. Let me first start by saying this. This wasn't my intention was never to attack any organization, anybody in particular. If that came off that way, I'm sorry, but I don't take back anything that I said. I don't regret anything that I said. I stand 10 toes it, and I had stuff to back it up. I could have went in, but that's not I'm trying my whole reason. The only thing that I feel bad that I did was I went on Impact Live and did that. That's the only thing that I take away and I take accountability of. I shouldn't have done it on their live, respectfully.
yeah,
Because in their perception, I don't know how they perceived it because it was a lot going, I'm no longer a part of them. So they probably feel like I'm attacking them and stuff like that. I understand and I get it because I try to I put myself in people's shoes. So I understand. I understand. Um the 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 join, like, you have the people who's trolling, like the people who are around you, they can even influence you in a bad way to how you want to be able to receive certain information, and I have nothing bad to say about Izzy or Melissa. Those might be, I grew up with them, especially Melissa. We the same age, around the same age. But in that particular tournament, it was a I made a statement of the ref. Let me start with the refs, right? Those who watched online, I don't know how y'all was able to receive it, but being there, no one seen or heard. Don't see none, and don't say it was basically Marco Polo the whole way. No one see anything, right? And with a big prestige event like this, that should never be the case, right? When you hire refs, it's your duty as a ref and a host and it's just anybody. I'm just saying as a host. It's your job to make sure that your ref know their duties as a ref and they're not drinking, they attentive and they unbiased or who they playing. You can't just put a ref. If Nas playing, don't put me the ref. I would never cheat. But I don't want the perception of the players. The players should just be worrying about their performance and not everything else. Oh, he made that call because it's Nas. I don't ever want nobody to feel that way. So I'm just gonna remove myself from that entirely, right? That's your job as an organizer to be able to understand and navigate through these things, right? Um, like I said, no, they didn't see anything, they didn't hear anything from the refs. It was a lot of times that we went to question, certain refs, and it was just like we were stuck with them. We were stuck with them because the handful of refs that they had was all equally um
Bad.
bad. They all equal. So it was like, who else I got? Oh my god, who else you got? Shit. At this point, can we just rep our own games and y'all just keep the score? And we might ask you, put two people in a line, and whoever say good, we'll keep that. When we in Zariga with one core, we'll take the core. That would have worked out better than the reference that we had. And it's been bad, but it haven't been that worse. This was by far the worst reference I've seen in a long time.
Now I know I asked Nas this question separately, and I want to ask you so everyone is aware. You are not saying you lost your game because of refereeing, right?
Bro, that
Perfect.
had
Say
nothing.
it.
First of all, when I heard that, I said, what? That had nothing to do with any of it, not even 1%. So me and Laz lost, and I was upset that I let Nas down. I said, damn, Nas, I let you down, bro. Like, damn. He was like, don't worry about it. We laughed at it. He was like, yo, we're going to get the next one. I was like, thank you. I needed that, because I was hard on myself because I'm not 100%, but I wanted to give 100% performance for Nas. I mean, Nas, when I play with you, I want to give that. Like, if we end it, and I know he got my back, but when I didn't deliver, when I was clutch, because I'm normally clutch, I wasn't clutch. So I'm mad at myself. Had nothing to do with nobody. I sat down, I hugged Nas, I apologized to him, and we stood there the whole tournament laughing at every other, laughing with Pito, and I'm like, yo, y'all dragged us, laughing, like giving flowers to everybody there, and like, yo, y'all are balling today. We came out, where you get mad? Where you
Yeah.
get solos, or where you feel like no one ever said we got cheated. No one got cheated. It's just the ref was bad that he couldn't see anything on the floor. Or everybody dealt with that, so it was bad for everyone. So that's what I was shining light, that it's bad for everybody. That is damn. Yeah, I told Pete though, I said, yo, bro, good thing Rookie there because the cause is crazy on everybody. Like, we need somebody to at least make a call. Like, at least make a call. And we was laughing about it. And even with Gino Thabo, when I'm like, yo, y'all did that. Y'all got up on y'all, like, laughing. They was like, yo, thanks, Ty. Now I was like, where we mad about? So when they
Yeah.
put that out there and we would have won, we would have never said this. I would have said it. It doesn't matter because the reason why I made the video and I said what I said is to better the sport. I wanted everyone to take the good out of it. Like, bro, I'm not saying it like I'm throwing shots like, yo, they trash. I'm not saying it in that way. I'm like, yo, bro, the reffing is really bad. We need to be able to to get better with this. So that way, I'm bringing it attentive to everybody. So that way, when I talk to the committee and everybody else, we can be able to, because these are things that we can control. We can control these things of the refs and all of that. Now, handball is not perfect. It's gotten a lot better with the players' attitudes, all of that. No one's been banned. Like, a lot of things been going great for handball because of the unity. The committee is involved. We work. Everybody is under one structure. So what they didn't do is we wasn't under USHA rules. So it was like, what are we following? What structure we follow? Where's the standard? Like, so when we have, that's the only thing when we end tournaments or when I'm even reffing the game of a tournament and they be like, and I go to the organizer, I'm like, are we doing USHA rules? They go, no, we playing park rules. What is park rules? What is park rules?
Yeah, I love me and Izzy. Me and Izzy get along. I love having conversations with Izzy, but I do disagree with his um, the way that he doesn't want to conform. He uses the word conform with the USHA rules. I had a really long conversation with him in Castle Hill last year about this, and he did say that he plans on creating a rule book for Big Ball, for Big Blue, because he disagrees with the play stopping when you make a call. He gave me his reasons why I didn't agree with it, which is fine. We're allowed to disagree. I asked him the same thing. I
And,
said, if you are hosting an event and you have paid refs, your refs need to follow some sort of rule guideline. And you need to supply your refs with the ammo that they need
correct.
when someone is appealing something. When you play park rules, what ammo are you going to provide
Yeah,
them when
yeah,
something gets argued?
right.
So I'm on the same page with you
Yeah,
there.
because at least with the USHA, we can pull out the rules, and this is what we're going by. This is the rules, you know. Now, agreeing, like, you don't have to agree with everything with USHA. You can say we're following USHA rules, but these are exceptions. We're not. These are four we're not, but it's still USHA rules. So we have at least a standard to fall back on. Like, okay, what do the rules say when someone is abusing appeals? Or, you know, you could fall back on certain things that the rule, because I've read the rules over and I've just been reading it more and more now, and I'm like, oh my god, you know, it makes sense, but it just the verbiage can trick you up. But you need a standard. You need something to fall back on. You can't just say, and anybody that's throwing, because it's not just Impact, because a lot of people, you know, Toka's. I don't think Toka do USHA rules, right?
I
So
don't
it's a
think
few
so
other
either.
hosts
Yeah.
that don't do USHA rules, especially if they're not sanctioned tournaments. Um, like we was in Florida, they were doing USHA rules, and it was so you have not only a standard, but it kind of like assures the smooth flow of the tournament because you have something to fall back on. When you don't, it's chaotic. Like especially if your refs don't know the rules, you just hiring people that plays the game but don't know the rules, you know.
Yeah.
And that's the one of the big issues. Is like, are they experienced to ref these type of games? Because, like I mentioned, refing a lower caliber tournament might not have challenging calls, but when you ref a big elite game, this is where it's gonna. And then when you freeze up and like you don't know what to do, and then you have players who know that because we experienced that's going to manipulate you and change, you know, certain things with say these things to you like, oh, you can't. They're gonna question. I'm like, oh shit, he knows what he's talking about. He a player. Then they're gonna bend. You know, it's just a lot if you don't have refs that know the rules.
Absolutely. So now
Period.
speaking about refs, give me who are your top three
Okay.
best refs right now?
Okay. And it will probably be okay. I was gonna say probably be the only refs because that's the only refs that we have. Um, Larry. Larry is the number one. People can say, okay, I have different experience with Larry, but at the end of the day, Larry always keeps the integrity of the game. He knows the rules. He's not perfect. He makes mistakes like anybody else, but he stands 10 toes behind it, and he review his game back of what he ref and say, oh, he looks back. As that's a good ref to look at. Oh, and comes to me like, oh, Ty, you was right. I made a bad call. But he owns it, you know, and I love that. Taking accountability, you know. So I want to say Larry, the number one ref out there. And Carlos is good. Carlos is good. Carlos has his little hiccups, but Carlos is I want to say the second one. I want to say he's stern. He he know the rules. I want to say Carlos. And the third,
See, I knew you were going to say Larry and Carlos, but I wanted that third one. That's why I asked you for three.
Willie.
Oh, I like that. I like Willie as a ref, but
Willie is a good Willie don't take Willie know the rules inside and out, and he is firm. He know, like, I love Willie Ruffin. I love Willie Ruffin.
okay.
And so I want to say that three.
So now, and this is on the fly. We're not going to spend
And
too
we have
long on this.
players that's good refs too, but we just play, you know.
So, with those three out of it, give me as close to 10 more people that, let's say, the committee, USHA, me and Jared, we can actually target to get certified so that we can pay them the amount that they deserve
Correct.
when we know that they know the rules that they're
Correct.
supposed to.
And it's funny that you mentioned that because I'm working with Jared on a lot of those things now, you know. So I'm glad that we all on the same page, right? Nas is a good ref when he's not when, when, when he's not having too many sips, but he's a good ref. Nas is a good ref. Rob is a good ref. I'm not just saying them because he's my students because I've seen them ref. Um,
Call Rob?
yes, he ref good.
I've never seen Rob
Yes,
ref.
watch him ref a game. He ref good. He ref good.
Okay.
Um, Sam Clutch is a good ref. Sam
Okay.
Clutch is a good ref. Play Play is good. I would have said baseball Chris, but baseball Chris Corsby, wild. Wild! I love baseball Chris. It's ref and be wild, but it's not wild off his just wild because his Corsby like
Facebook
um
Chris is currently texting me
and
saying to
that's my guy.
put him on the wait list for the Snipes event.
Oh
He's
my
got a month
god!
and a half to lose weight and turn into the big sexy thing he used to be.
I
Texting me
hear that.
right
Go
now.
on, Chris. I'm rooting for Chris. We rooting for Chris. You know, what's so crazy. I'm trying to really think because we gotta when we're playing events, we gotta force people to rep. So it's not like they volunteering. So it's like it's either we like I ref. I feel like I'm a really good ref. I'm not perfect, but I feel like I'm a really good ref. Um, but I be playing. So if I'm playing the events, I can't ref. You know what I'm saying? Um, Rob says shampoo. That's my guy. I never really see shampoo ref
He was
that
in the
much.
Elks refing. How was he in the Elks?
He was good. He was good. I'm just replaying it. He was good. He was good. Shampoo was good. I remember that. Now that you mentioned it, I had to really think that he was the ref that had ref in all of those games. Yes, he was good. He was good. Um, you throw some names out, and I could be able to say, yeah,
All
yeah.
right, I'm gonna throw the typical names out, right? So the guy that we always go to is Glenn. How do you feel about Glenn?
So Glenn is good. He's not great, and I think Glenn been refing for so long. He have the experience. Um, I think now Glenn's get a little emotionally involved in the game now.
Mm,
That clouds his judgment. Because he's so like if someone come at him, he comes back. And as a ref, you got to stand 10 toes a professional. It's either you
yeah,
DQing them, don't Glenn allow things to build up. And
yeah,
if you just nip that in the bud, that's it. You don't have when you nip things in the bud, automatically it close those doors for all that stupidity. That's not even
yeah,
going to happen because you give one warning, okay, another one, and you're out. That's it. I'm not arguing with you. Take it up with
yeah,
the host.
yeah.
That's it. But
No,
when
I
you
hear
allow
you.
things to, but
Glenn,
I like Glenn.
yeah,
If there was no
Glenn
one
is
else, I
my
would pick Glenn.
I go to Glenn. Glenn is my MVP
Uh huh.
every time. Like I love that I go to him. He's a yeah, absolutely. I
He
tell him what
automatically say,
time
yeah,
he's there at the
yeah,
time. Like I love it. Glenn is
yeah,
my guy. But I hear what you're saying. I will say in fairness to Glenn, sometimes you get even when you're trying not to let it build up, it's so much in one event that
yeah,
you're just like, I'm done with the disrespect, right?
yeah. And I
And then
understand.
Brooklyn comes out, right? For Glenn. I'm not from Brooklyn, but
Right. And I know BK all day. So
yeah. So
right.
how about Cisco?
I want to say no. And I'm just gonna
Okay,
leave it at a no. I don't want to
that's
go because
fine.
I know Cisco, whatever I say, I don't want him to feel he's gonna
You're
feel some
allowed to
type of way.
have an opinion. We
Of
can leave it
course
at
I
no.
do.
Yeah, that's fine.
Of course I do.
Um, okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say
About
no.
what about Lefty Irvin?
No. So Lefty Irvin, me and him is good, so I could be able to, speak a little more. Irvin, when I say no, this is the reason why I say no. He isn't strong enough to deal with the pressure. Pressure games, he's not. Not saying that he can't ref low games, low caliber, but those big games, that's what I'm judging it on, the big games, right? Not saying that they bad refs in general, but like there's levels to refing, right? So they wouldn't be given an open game or a tough game because certain people want to eat them alive, right? So when Irvin I seen countless of times where he allowed him not being stern enough, allowed the game to go out and chaos. Even on the time that we was in, not to bring this up, but when we was me and Edwin played Pito and me and Edwin played Pito. Who was that, Rob? As at Castle Hill.
And
James.
James, Irvin was
Irvin
repping
was
that game.
repping that game. Yes.
I didn't know that.
Irvin was the ref, and I knew that was too big for him because of who he was ref, who was playing,
Yeah, I didn't
and
know he was the ref that
yeah,
game.
he
Yeah,
was the ref there. And for me, I'm like, yeah, well, let's go, let's just get it out, let's get it dark, let's just get the ref. But because of the lack of sternness and it was a lot that day. It was a lot going on that day, so it's not easy refing. I trust me, I know that. But when you are stern and when your host, if you're hiring me as a ref, I'm like, okay, Justin, what rules are y'all playing? Do you, as a ref, you hire me? Are you going to allow me to do my job, right? So if I come to you and say I just DQ'd the player, you're going to ask me what happened, right? But if you ever reverse my DQ, then I'm not going to be able to ref because now you're taking power away from me, right? I had to learn that. Larry taught me that, right? So just be able to wear that hat. If you hire me as no, I'm not just DQing him because I don't like him. I'm telling you the scenario, and I'm letting you know this is exactly what he did. I gave him the first warning, I gave him the point deduction, and then the third one he did it again. And so that requires a DQ. That's it. But people be trying to please the players automatically. Oh no, no, all right, all right. I'm gonna get because it's either you need their money or it's like because if you stand 10 toes like on USHA, once you DQ, you DQ. There's no if, ands, or but. Like that means you cross the line. These are the rules and regulation. And if you cross these boundaries, you're gonna be DQ. That's it.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's for every player, not just I'm going to favor Timbo and give and then when someone else like Gio does it, I'm going to DQ Gio when Timbo did the same thing. Let it be fair all across the
yeah.
board and not no favoritism.
So we're gonna come back to the ref thing when we talk about our next player union that I really want to get into.
So
But
one more thing, right? So just to add to that, because I know people are watching, right? So they say your meeting is ending this time the time schedule. So we probably have to continue it again.
no, I think
Okay,
we're
yeah.
good. It should
Okay.
still keep going.
Okay, cool. Because I know Zoom, they will baby give you the boot. So me and Javid is working on a few things with clinics and certification. So God's willing, we're gonna be able to get a lot more players or people who want to be certified, get them through. We're going to work on a lot. So there's going to be a lot more great refs because we're going to be able to work with them hands on.
Yeah.
I know I'm willing
Now,
to be hands on working on with them.
yeah, absolutely. Now, this is what I wanted to ask you, right? Because this is so I don't consider myself a great ref, but I do know the
You
rules,
do know the rules.
right? I understand that being a great ref is it's difficult to keep your eyes on everything happening at once, and I'm not there yet. I know that, but I know the rules. Here's my question, right? And I have my own opinion on it already. Do you feel, including yourself,
Uh-huh.
that you know the rules good enough to be a great ref?
Yes. Yes.
Uh, with and in that category, are you including? I'm going to give you. So it's you, Nas, Los, Colleen, and Timbo. Those five. Do you feel like you guys know the rules good enough to be a great ref? So I know for you, but give me like an accumulative, right? Like
Okay.
it's average. Do you feel like because for me, the answer is no, right? Um, I feel like, and you guys know 90% of the rules, right?
Okay. Okay.
But but
With those players
there's
you mentioned, with those
there's
players
just
you mentioned,
go
they
ahead.
don't. Most of them don't know the rules. 90, I don't think none of them really knowing the rules is reading the rubric and understanding why certain rules are implemented. You could be to understand like, oh shoot, this is I understand why this is a avoidable hinder. I understand that now because all these players does they all do it. So if you knew the rules, you wouldn't be doing this, you know.
Mhm.
So they don't know the rules, and then when they are reffing because somebody throw money in their pocket, right? They're not calling these. They're not calling out the obvious. Now, me and you on the outside looking at it because we know when there's an avoidable hinder on who's in. We're like, look, he's supposed to be out for that. He's supposed to be out for that. He's supposed to be out for that. Why is D boy still moving in front? Why he's not called out? But Los is roughing the game. Someone's roughing the game. Oh no, y'all doing it, bro. No, out automatically. You know what I'm saying? So they just because you play the game at a high level don't make you know the rules or can
Yeah.
rap. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
no, I agree. I agree 100%. The avoidable hinder part specifically, right? And I've had countless arguments with multiple people about. I've even had an argument before with a top player because he feels like avoidable hinders have to be called by the players first,
Mm-mm.
right? And I'm like, no, the referee can stop the play at any point when something's happening because you have to understand player safety. It's the reason why
Correct.
avoidable hinders are.
Yes.
But believe it or not, there are top players that don't even know something as small as that,
Right.
right?
If they knew that, they would give players space when they swing it and not crowd in
Yeah,
their own. You know, those are
exactly.
all avoidable. You prevent him from making contact with the board, and you can't do that. You
Yeah.
know, or
So
body contact. Because if Khalid knew that, he wouldn't be hitting people in every shot he hit. So that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? No love lost. But if they knew that, they wouldn't be doing it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
with the Colleen. So now here's what's funny is, and this is why I'm asking. Actually, I want to get a little deeper into this
Okay.
because let's go. There are times when I watch you playing money games
Uh-huh.
and you argue some calls.
I do.
Okay, now
I'll be
here's
strong and wrong. I'll still be arguing because they be
okay,
trying
okay.
me. They be trying me, Justin. I mean, they be out to
Well,
get me,
that's why I
Justin.
wanted to ask, right? I wanted to ask if you are arguing really because you're like, I know for sure I'm right, or if you're like, I'm gonna argue this call because I feel like I could get it, right? And you kind of just answered it because that's where I was getting at
Yeah.
before. There are times where I
Yes.
see arguments happening, and I'm like, this is baffling. You're a top player. You should know that's not a call. But I've seen it
Yeah.
too, where
Yes. I do
guys
it.
would be like, "Oh, I
And
knew I was
yes,
wrong,
we
but
all
I
be
was arguing."
reaching. Yeah, we all be reaching out there. I'm not
Okay,
gonna hold
okay.
it. And it be because for me, I only can speak for me. See, I knew right. Um, like I feel like Los made this comment. He was like, "Oh, like bro, you keep arguing all these cores and you're already the best. It's already hard to beat you. But when you add all that, it's like, come on, like you don't have to add all that. It's even harder to beat you because now you ain't giving up the core, which I can understand what he's saying, right? But when you got guys who throughout the game or maybe in other games, it be a lot happening at these parks, right? These guys be really not saying justification, but the reason why I stand firm because they be trying to get over a lot. Like you give them like because in the game you might give okay, I'll let the first two calls go on the but then as the game get closer, 17 up, it's like now y'all fishing. You knew that first call that you made, you knew you were wrong, but a lot of people not honest to say, you know what? It was two bounces. They know it was two bounces. Now they fishing. They got one call from somebody who's betting on them or likes them and going to say, oh, he got it. Bro, you know it was three bounces. And Los, you know it was three bounces. I'm not just saying Los, but I'm just using him as an
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
example.
yeah.
And you know that, but just because you got that one guy that's likes you or that he's gonna give you the call, you're gonna run with that. But you know in your heart that you didn't get that ball. So I feel like okay, it's gonna come right back because you know that. So now I'm fighting for my call too. We got one call. Now I don't care what everybody else saying. I don't care what the loud saying. We got one
Okay,
call. So that's
okay,
why I do it just back to them.
okay. Yeah,
That's
listen,
why.
listen. You know what? I respect your honesty. That's all you could do, right? At the end
Right.
of the day,
Is it a
I'm
good
gonna be
thing?
honest.
No. But I don't want to be no pushover. You're not going to think that you're going to get all the. Nah, like, no. But now we at a place where we take one call. Like, that haven't been happening a lot. So now we've been saying, okay, we're going to if it's a big game, if you know it's going to be controversial, we're just going to have one person ref the game. Like, watch the game. And he don't need to ref it, but once we ask him, whatever he says goes. And we've
Okay.
been doing that. Or we might ask somebody on the side who's not betting, just one call. What you think? The closest to, like, if it's on the left line, I'm not gonna ask somebody on the right line. I'm gonna ask somebody who's on the left line. So that's what we've been coming with an agreement. So it's been good, but it was wild. It was wild last year at 174 and the other year, 2 years ago. It was wild. It was wild. I ain't gonna hold you.
All right, all right, all right, all right. So we have one more topic that I want to talk about. It's probably going to take a little bit. I'm going to end this recording now and start a new one.
Okay.
So we could kind of separate that. Because people will probably have comments and opinions on it. So yeah, I'm going to stop this live. This
Okay.
was great,
And
Taiwan.
we're gonna
Thank
go
you.
back.
You don't have to exit. I'm just
Okay.
going to stop it and restart
Oh,
it
all
again.
right, good. Because
But
I was definitely thinking about sending me the link again. What I gotta click?
oh no, we're good. Yeah, I'm
All
just
right.
gonna, we'll
Okay.
be right back.
Right. Okay.